things then, I'd have been bored to death. And these cats out here, there's been brothers out here that married Ethiopian, African American brothers that marry Ethiopian women. It's far less than there is more. And they're not with them women right now today because these women will provoke some shit. And like I said, first thing they're going to stop doing is sex. I know people out who have done it. And then it's going to make you want to go out as a brother. You know, we got needs. And that's their out. You fornicated. So that's a trap, a trick bag. This is just some of the things that you get set up to do, not knowing that you're going to be set up to do so they can dip. And a lot of people say, oh, that's not true. That's not true. It's just because they already got a stigma on us. We beat our women. We make babies, don't take care of them. They already been told this before they even got out here. So if they was to go and say, oh, he did this to me, it's easy to believe. Because that's our stigma anyway. That's our stereotype anyway. But, you know, again, you with somebody out here who don't know your music, don't know your sense of humor, don't know the food. They don't eat KFC. They got a KFC out there. That's all I ate when I was there. But they don't eat our food. And if they can't get to a supermarket that sells their ingredients and spices to make their own stuff, they're going to just go straight vegan. So you're not going to have anything in common with someone you were married from Ethiopia as an African American person. They go see your family. We have different way of talking to people. You know, how we have different personality and how we joke around with each other. They just sitting there just like, oh, don't get it. You can be looking at comedy. You can be in one room looking at comedy, laughing. She's in another room looking at Turkish TV. So y'all ain't gonna have nothing in common. When last time you went and seen a African American brother and an Ethiopian woman at a comedy club, watching Eddie Griffin or Kevin Hart or somebody? You know what I'm saying? Deion Cole. What? You ain't gonna see. They don't get our humor. So to be in a cohabitation together, that's one of the hardest things that culture clashes come into. You talking to everybody, your homies, you going out with your homeboys and doing, you know, other social activities. They're out on the phone talking to their family back home. So it be like that sometimes. And you just got to be able to get around knowing what you know before you get to that point of want to decide to marry someone or decide to be with someone or decide to share your life with. You know, so a lot of times, most of the time when they get here, they plotting. Most of them, not all. Most of them plot because they're going to talk to people in their community. They're going to talk to other people that's Ethiopian. They're going to talk to other people, you know, in their language that speak Amharic, you know. And it's just a bridge way to get away from your ass. Now, I don't know the success of marrying someone that's Ethiopian because I stopped mine before that visa even happened, right? Stay over there. Nope. So you got to understand, a lot of times you have to be able to go in and look at other things if you're looking for a wife. This one brother named Big Brother Yonker, he came on his platform. I see something on him. He was talking about how beautiful Ethiopian women was and you know, hey, look at him. Look how they just, you have to just know their culture, know they this and know that, and understand them and be willing to open yourself up to them. And listen, bro, I get you, brother, but I'm not submissive to a woman like that. I'm not living over there. She got to come over here and live in our culture. So why I'm going to have this reverse ideology on what they're doing over there when I'm not over there. I'm just there for short periods, you know, short term. But the whole thing is to come here. All right. And then about a couple of YouTubes later, brother was like, brother, I feel your love too. He was like, man, what's up with the African women, dog, African American brothers? Like, man, that's messed up. They must be looking at too much Instagram. Brother, they've been doing that. You just access ticket away for them to get over here, handle it, they get their bag and handle their business. So, and again, not all, but the majority do. And we've seen this a lot. We know that this is a possibility to happen. You know, you just got more to deal with and more energy and effort trying to marry someone over there versus just being over here and marry someone and be done with it, you know, and build from here. You both got something in common. You both, you know, share the same things. You both understand the same things. There's no expectations on each other for the most part because we know what's going on in this world and we know the temperature of, you know, how things go back and forth with our economy and, you know, the highs and lows of everything here in our environment. And just to teach that to someone else is it's more of a thrill. But when the thrill is gone, I mean, you just dealing with an empty shell that you can't no longer please. There's nothing else to get from this person. And if you bring somebody over here through the immigration process, you're responsible for that person. For 5 to 10 years or something like that. Even if you're not with them, you still held accountable, responsible for that person. Once they cross that border over here and come into the United States, they can leave you. You still responsible for them. You know, that's how it is. You responsible for them on paper. It's like a life insurance until they get their citizenship. Green card is not a citizenship, right? So however long that citizenship take, 5 to 10 years, and Google it. I think it's either 5 or 10 years, but you still responsible for that person, even if that relationship don't work out. So there's a lot of hit and misses with immigration that you need to know going in, because a lot of stuff that people talk about is urban legend and kind of myth. And when you want to put all your time and value into someone just because they're beautiful, come on. All these little countries got their little hustles. Like just like with Ghana, when Ghana was doing the dual citizenship, to all African American people come on over here, come back home, and all this other stuff. Man, a lot of people got scammed out of them homes that they bought into out there, and everything was triple, double price out there. I mean, that's why you don't see that coming back to Ghana thing going on no more. Nah, they say the pawns always go first, and a lot of brothers and sisters ran out there. About 5 to 10 years ago, ran out there and bought them homes in Ghana and got ripped off. Oh yeah, got scammed. And then what can you do? So you always got to be like having somebody who can give you that game, man, before you go out there and find out on your own, because you can be spending that time somewhere doing something more productive versus going out there and somebody playing games with your life just because they pretty or they beautiful. Don't get caught up like that. Just go out there and have fun with these chicks, man. Keep their ass over there where they at, and because we over here giving them too much clout, too much credit, because they look so unbelievable to most of these guys over here. And when you use that as a tool of saying what you desire, people will feed off that. They'll feed off your that's a weakness to them looking at you. And again, don't let nobody talk you into doing it, because a lot of cats, a lot of these chicks over there would use religion to get into your life. And they done did everything under the sun. Oh, I can tell you some stories about what I've seen and heard what these chicks do out here. That religion and all that. Yeah, we are all religious. We all got spirituality. But what you do, you can always go and party and turn up and then say, oh, when it's time to fast, or when it's time to, call to conviction to, ask God to forgive you for your sins. Yeah, we can ask, but we gonna turn up. And they do the same shit over there too. So don't think you sitting over here marrying some, godly goddess. You don't think that. Them chicks over there, they know how to get around, bro. They know how to dip out on you. They know how to dip out from their family, because they can't do that shit around their family for the most part. But they know how to dip out of the country and shoot to Dubai or the next little country over and turn up. Even if you was to go out there and meet someone, they'll meet you somewhere in Philippines. They'll meet you somewhere in Thailand. They'll meet you somewhere in Turkey and turn up with you and drink, smoke, do coke, whatever you do. Weed, smoke weed. They'll do all that shit. And then they go back home and then, and be, innocent is all outdoors. So just don't fall for that shit. You just go out there and have yourself a good time, man, and keep it pushing. I don't give a shit how good it look. Go and hit up every country, man. In fact, brothers, what y'all should do, man, go on Google. They got a consensus that's out right now, and look up the top 10 countries in 2023 where the women outpopulate the men. Now, you got some countries out there, it's a top 10 list, and there's like 20 to like 30 women per man for its availability. Start there. Stay out of them poor ass countries. Start there where you go, where your value quadruple in value, Because the man is depleted out there. Men have moved away. Men didn't die. They had alcohol problem or drug problems or health problem. And women out there, it's like 20 to 1. It's like 40, like it's like somewhere between 25, 30 to 1. So what you doing in a poor country with pretty faces that can't do any earthly good to you, for you, but make your life a living hell? So why go complicate your life? If you're gonna move somewhere where your value is quadruple. And they don't care about coming to America. They just want to be able to have families and pretty much some of these places offering you incentive to move there, to be a citizen. They're incentivizing people to come move. Here's some land. Here's a job. Here's a citizenship. And there's some crazy countries like Scandinavia or Bosnia or some stuff like that. Some crazy. Look it up. I don't know all of them. I just saw it read a few lines and stories about it. But go look at that. If you're going to travel and you want to hit up places and you want to sincerely think about, marrying someone or being in another country or living in another country, exploring another country, but these countries that they list as top 10, they ain't oppressed. They're not impoverished. They're not poor. These are working class women. They even got Australia up there. Australia. I don't know if you know about Australia, but it's something that people has never. And I'm into all types of women. I'm not just into one exclusive woman. I'm across the globe, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what I do. Now that's just what I do. But you gotta, when you're gonna look at going somewhere, don't go somewhere where the threat is high, by you being there. These little poor countries, they know, like I said, they see you coming. You can't not look like you're not from America. You cannot not do that. I mean, you cannot do that so that everybody is looking at you. But when you go to another country, the country where the women outnumber men for that ratio, you stand a better chance to be a little bit more relaxed. I've been in a divorce court out there in Ethiopia, and mostly women, and you can Google this, women divorce men at a higher rate out there than anything. Google that. I mean, if you look at stuff like that, and then some people can just like, well, it's because of this, well, it's because of that. Who cares? People lie, numbers don't. Who cares why they divorce? And it's divorcing. So yeah. So if you got that as a high rank, yeah, you're gonna come along and look like a better option for them to get out and get away, and then get here and say, oh, we didn't ask for this, but while we here, I got options now. Don't give nobody from a poor country option to come out here and leave you and live better than you, or try to live better than you, and then look back at you like, you were just a stepping stone. Don't do that, man. We got more to talk about, and it's a lot you got to know about this immigration, because it's more than just what I just laid out, but it's a lot of little twists and turns you got to make, and I'm glad they make it 3 years for that process, because within a year you gonna know who you're dealing with. She gonna start to show her ass within a year, then you be like, and don't be fooled, brother. When y'all start seeing red flags and you start noticing little funny shit, don't act like that's some. Well, I guess, No. Don't start acting like that. Like, well, I'm going to just throw that off or brush it off. No, don't do that. You better look at everything, because you that far away, long distance. So you got to ask questions. Don't blow nothing over like, well, I guess she was busy, or I guess, if things can happen. Don't act like it's all whatever. You question everything. You got the right to, because you invest in your time and your money, and it ain't just about, how, what can you say? It ain't just about just believing everything you hear, and because you can't see it. And they always say believe only half of what you see and none of what you hear. Bruh, come on. So you got to be smart. And I would tell you right now, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, if you do it, you're a grown person. Accept the fact. Don't be mad when the shit blow up. Don't be mad. You can't put nobody down. You can't say, oh, she ain't shit. She was this, she was that. You can't do that. You got to blame yourself. Because all she did was call, and you came. So blame her, blame her not, but